On the streets of Gaza, more and more Palestinians are now expressing open defiance against the terror group that's ruled the strip for almost 20 years now. Anti-Hamas protests are now on the rise in Gaza as the militant group's iron grip, it seems, is slipping. Many Gazans are now holding Hamas responsible for plunging the tiny, impoverished territory into the worst crisis it has seen in 70 years. To understand what this means, the impact, especially at a time when the conflict continues, Omair Anas, who's a Middle East expert, joins me to talk more about this. Omair, how do you see this panning out in terms of a larger movement against Hamas?
Thank you very much for having me here. I would say that it has been almost 1.5 years, and things are really going against Hamas, its ability to maintain its support as it has before the 7 October crisis. And there are so much internal criticism against Hamas, within Hamas as an organization, as well as within the Arab public opinion and Palestinian public opinion, especially in the West Bank. So it is for sure that Hamas is losing the battle of mind and hearts, and to maintain minimum peace and stability in Gaza. So there is more possibility that these kind of protests and anti-Hamas sentiments would increase in the region and in Gaza specifically. However, the challenge is that who is going to replace them is most difficult thing.
Absolutely. Two things I wanted to ask just on that. One, the power vacuum, who will come next? And secondly, the larger impact of something like that, if at all it does happen, which is Hamas ceding control to someone else.
The fundamental issue is the resolution of Palestinian problem. So what would be the model of future Palestinian state? It would decide the future of Palestinian politics. So you know that Palestinian politics is divided into two factions. One is that which recognizes the state of Israel, which is leading the West Bank, led by Mahmoud Abbas. And the second faction is led by Hamas, which says that it would not recognize the state of Palestine if there is no a deal with Israel. So they are withholding their recognition with the state of Israel for a very long time. So still, my understanding is that the frustration from or about the West Bank-based authority of Mahmoud Abbas is still very high. Their
Okay, so how does this impact? I want to understand, how does this impact the larger conflict in the region? Israel's biggest demand has been that Hamas should completely vacate that area. It should vacate Gaza Strip. It should ensure that it gets out in terms of any power structures. And that could lead to ceasefire. Do you envisage any of that happening?
Hamas can, it is impossible for Hamas to vacate Gaza if there is no replacement. If Israel is not going to allow the forces of Mahmoud Abbas, the forces of or police or security or the administration from the West Bank, as long as there is no replacement or no alternative authority there, we cannot and nobody cannot throw Hamas away from the Gazan authority. Okay. So I think that there is a crisis with Israelis, that they are not ready to give anyone else the chance. If Israelis are going to control the Gaza Strip, that is going to be extremely unpopular move.
Okay, let's leave it there. Omair Anas, thanks much for joining me on a story that is yet to unfold into its larger ramifications.